Bought a barrels back in the not so good shed for another potty Podson. And this time I'm pretty nervous because I'm not very good at hosting these brewery showcases, but I'm going to give it a crack.
Well, you haven't had much practice because every time it's your turn, it's like, hey, can someone else do it? Because I didn't buy beer. I accidentally bought a bunch of kombucha.
Yeah, well, that's true. Or like I get it.
Didn't do any research.
Yeah, I didn't do any research. The shipping didn't work out for me, etc., etc.
You drank them.
Yeah. Well,
I've done that twice.
Yeah, so it's pretty tough. But I think you guys really enjoy this one because on the pod, we really like to hype up the smaller breweries and just really talk about some breweries that people may not have heard of before. Yeah, just make people aware. So we've got one today that's... Gratzy's looking at me. Who is it?
Even more of a surprise than other breweries that we've done.
Yes, exactly. So, yeah, I'm not going to play any guessing games, Gratz, because you're much better than I am at that. But this little brewery comes from New South Wales, up around the Blue Mountains way. There's a couple of breweries up there. And this one, I don't know if you've heard of them, Mountain Culture, I believe they're called.
Okay.
Have you heard of them?
I have. And, that was pretty good. I liked it because I was certain it was going to be the other brewery from that town, which does exist.
Katoomba Brewing.
I thought that was going to be the gag. You're going to throw us for a minute.
No, but we are doing Mountain Culture. I'm excited. There's a lot of pressure here because I don't know about you, but I've sort of been avoiding it because it's sort of one of my favourites and I don't want to bugger it up. But
yeah, what beers best showcase Mountain Culture?
Yeah, exactly. But these came up. We've got a bit of a series.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Bit of a series here, and I think it will lend itself to what we're sort of doing here on the pod. Bit of learning. So it's an educational episode.
Now I'm out.
Come on. I don't want to learn. Yeah, so
I want to drink.
Assuming we get it all right. So, do we crack a beer first, or what happens?
Yeah, I'll crack one, and then you can say some things while I crack it.
Yeah, cool. Good stuff. Yeah, crack it. Yeah.
Also, these are the ones that you've sort of had... We haven't been able to record.
They are not
for a little while.
No.
Are these new?
These are updated.
I changed because this opportunity came up. I'm like, this lends itself a little bit better. The other one,
I'm so confused because a while ago I saw those arrive and saw the box. So the whole time I was coming here today, I thought I knew the brewery we were doing. Yeah, it is not the brewery.
Well, there you go. Well, there we are. It is a bit of a surprise.
Will we have those for another pod, or are they now being consumed by you?
No.
In the comfort of your house?
No. So the trick is you don't put them in the fridge, put them in the cupboard, and then you forget you have them. So that's the way to go. And I put them towards the back of the cupboard and then put some stuff in front. I have to hide it from myself.
It's a good test actually because it's a good test for alcoholism because I reckon you'll know you're in trouble if you just drink them warm.
Yeah, you definitely. Yeah, you'd be in trouble if you drank them warm. I reckon some of these beers would be all right warm though. I tell you what, good quality.
Some of those stouts.
But yeah, so we're doing Mountain Culture. So for those that genuinely don't know Mountain Culture, they're bloody awesome to start off with. But husband and wife team, DJ. Touted the LeBron James of beer by me and Hudson, which we told him in person. We don't know what he thought of that. There was we're still waiting on feedback.
I still haven't worked out where he's from, so he might hate LeBron.
Yeah, he might. And his wife Harriet, possibly one of the greatest storytellers since Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew Rose? Out of all the authors, McConaughey.
No, he's a great storyteller.
Stephen King.
Great storyteller.
No, he is, yeah.
Yeah, you can... Yeah, that's right. You can have great writers, which is a great storyteller.
Yeah.
Decided to turn a dilapidated building and former home of Civic Video into the first brew pub in the Blue Mountains. After 18 months, they're open for business with the goal of pushing the limits on how they can brew better beer every bloody batch. Not only Ripper limited releases, and those limited releases are why it was hard to sort of choose and go, righto, this is what we're doing. But arguably the best core range in the business. Status quo, number one beer in GABS Hottest 100, as voted by the people. Be Kind Rewind, which was the best rated NEPA on Untapped for a period of time.
Until probably 12 months ago. But it's still top two.
Yeah, it's still top two.
Number one Australian beer, not just NEPA? Or was it just the style? It was number one for a while.
I'm not sure.
I thought it was just beer.
Can't recall.
It could have been. It could have been number one beer.
No,
that's right.
I thought it was
but it's fantastic. And for those that are playing at home, Be Kind Rewind was a little nod to the former Civic Video place. You know,
don't look for a sec.
Yeah, don't look, Grats. So they're bloody good. They're bloody good. And they've got a rewards program called the Cult, which Hudson is president of.
I've definitely earned some status points. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
I'm not quite Charles Manson.
Yeah, and
I'm one of the hot girls that do his bidding.
Yes, that's awesome. I do like
Once
it.
upon a time in Katoomba.
I know it's tongue in cheek, but like it really is a bit of a cult because as far as they're dripping with authenticity and people are about it and they are very loyal followers, and I am included in that as well. So here we are. So the series we're going to do. So it is a single hop series.
These three will be part one of the series.
Yeah, part one of the series. Yep. So the first one up, we've got Sabro.
So I'm scared.
So the cool thing about this series, sorry to take over, Simon.
No,
is
collaborative.
That in the past, we've seen Deeds did a single hop series, and they did the same beer with different hop additions each time. So it's the Don't Know About That or the DCAT series. So this one's cool because it's single hop, but they've chosen the style that best represents the hop. So for the Sabro hop, the best style that they deem that kind of showcases Sabro is an oat cream IPA. So we've got this one here, 6.7%. Now the blurb, this is where this whole series comes unstuck for me. Because Mountain Culture have a great, as Simmo said, great storyteller in Harriet. I don't know if she does the blurbs, but there's a good chance because they're great every time. But this one is the same as the other two cans, unfortunately. Okay. So our 2023 single hop series has been designed to exhibit the full sensory spectrum of the hops we hand-selected in the Yakima Valley, Washington, across a range of beer styles. Sorry, I got confused. I confused myself.
Washington State.
Yeah, the state of Washington. Yeah. This is Sabro, a 100% Sabro hopped oat cream IPA containing lactose. So the cool thing, though, is you probably can't see it on the camera for those watching, but I'll pass it over to Zach, is it has the Yakima Chief tasting notes spectrum on the can. So you can see, you can be like, oh, Sabro, this has a very high sweet aromatic level.
Would you like
a very low berry level.
Would you like me to run through some notes?
Yes, go. Sabro.
So the main deal with Sabro is it's about the coconut. So you can see on the can art, they've got the coconut as the main hero there. And, you know, coconut goes with creamy stuff, so that's why it's an oat cream, I believe. But Sabro is an aroma hop that is notable for its complexity of fruity and citrus flavours. It imparts distinct tangerine, coconut, tropical fruit and stone fruit aromas with hints of cedar, mint and cream. There you go. So that's the go with Sabro. What do we reckon?
That from Mountain Culture, that information, or just the...
From Yakima Chief.
Just from Yakima Chief.
Yeah.
Wow, that, as advertised for this beer, was very, very high. I said I was scared. Sabro is one of my least favourite hops, but I'm not a huge coconut fan.
Yep.
Okay. And when I saw it was just Sabro single hop, I thought, okay, this will be interesting. But then seeing all the veggies and the fruits on the...
the veggies. Where are you going with veggies?
You didn't want any
I realised
broccoli
it was probably going to be a big, fresh sort of, you know,
juice.
Farmer's market juice style beer. And it passed the smell test. No coconut on the smell, all big fruit punch bowl. And, yeah, coconut first sip, and then the rest of it was just big fruit bowl afterwards with the lactose thickness as well. I really like it after being initially a bit hesitant.
So for value, if they are sold out on Mountain Culture's website, but they don't do singles on the website, but $48 for a 4-pack, so we'll run with $12 a can.
Yeah, which is pretty good.
So 6.7% half litre beer, $12, 2.6 standard drinks.
Yeah, I reckon that's pretty good. No, that's good. And also, just with these ones, so there's one of them in there that I don't want to look at the notes before we have it. Because, so in this series, Grats,
yes,
there are 2 hops you are familiar with and one you are not. So the one we are not, which Hudson already knows about, we might just crack it and have a bit of a go and just make some comments and then just see how we go. So
it's actually the second beer.
The second beer. All right.
So you don't have to wait long, listeners.
All right. Yeah. No,
or Zach.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
I'm trying to work out my
Stay tuned,
Untapped
me.
rating for it.
Yeah, it's difficult, but it's bloody delicious. But yeah, how many cult points do you have, and how does the system work?
So I don't know how many cult points I have. I can't find that out. Like status credits, I know how much. Let me log in. To continue, let us know you're not a robot.
Well, yeah.
Beep boop. Sorry.
These are hard. Is this the one that you know?
It just says pick the cars. I know cars.
Some are really hard, and you get them wrong.
Well,
like,
it's the one where
hell?
it's like tick all boxes that have like a traffic light in it, and it's like, does that include the pole?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, is it just the light?
Yeah, the traffic light was the first thing I thought of.
Look at the order history. That's 4 pages.
Oh, Jesus.
And there's like 20 orders per page. I have 4,377 points.
I assume that's a lot.
But points, so like free shipping, 200 points. So I've got, how many is that? 5, 20, 21 lots of free shipping.
Jesus.
$15 off. I've got about 11 of them.
That's pretty good.
And then 10% off merch for 300 points. So there's a few
10% off
too.
merch for 300.
These guys are going to flip when they realise that, like, you're part of Border Barrels. Like, oh my God, that guy all along.
Yeah, it's the guy with the
beard. Believe
beard.
it.
But I want to know, because there's the status credits as well. So that gives you like your different like tiers of the cult. If that makes sense. So I'm just trying to find that, where I can find that, because I want T's and C. No,
They do expire after a year, but they let you know.
Can I mention something about the beer while you're looking for that?
Yeah,
absolutely.
if
You want to
you'd
know?
like.
I just
haven't said much.
realised very recently I had a Co-Conspirators Oat Cream IPA that also was front and centre with Sabro. So I thought this was going to be super unique, and then once I sipped it, it reminded me. There was only a couple of weeks ago. I forget the name of that particular beer, but I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I just tried to look on my phone. Forgot to put it on Untapped. I was going to say that whatever rating for that beer probably needed to be similar.
Yeah.
So I think there's probably going to be around a 4.25.
Solid beer though. But what about the mouthfeel? So Mountain Culture are known for their mouthfeel, and it sounds like
definitely pillowy.
Yeah, exactly. But it's so funny because like when I got, you hear about people talking about probably wine most commonly, and now craft beer, like, oh, what's the mouthfeel? But it's a bloody thing. And if you want to know what mouthfeel is, bloody wrap your lips around a Mountain Culture. I'll tell you what. Yeah.
So I found them. There's so your cult perks status credits. So if you've got more than 44, you are in the curious follower section, which entitles you to a $5 birthday voucher and 1 point per dollar spent.
Cute.
Once you hit 250 status credits, you are a disciple. Upon entry to this level, you are gifted a cult IPA keyring.
Earring. How good.
That'd be cool.
I don't even want it.
You get a $10 voucher for your birthday and still 1 point per dollar spent. Once you hit 750 status credits, you're an advocate. So your gift upon entry is some socks. So Simmo's keen.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Love
keen
some
to get
socks.
there. Love some socks.
$20 birthday voucher and $1 point per dollar spent. Then there's status credits $12.50 and up, which is a cult leader. So I'm in cult leader at the moment.
There you go.
Gift upon entry is a Mountain Culture authentic clay stein. That's new. When I got into cult leader, it was a Mountain Culture branded, those thermal stubby holders.
Yeah.
The fancy ones. I think, Husky brand.
Yeah.
So it was one of them. I got one of them.
Yeah.
They don't sell them anymore.
Yeah, but they just send it out to you, or you
so
can
you
opt
add
to
it
get
to
it.
you add it to your cart.
Yeah.
And they give you a discount code to the value of that product.
Yeah.
So you still have to pay shipping.
Yeah.
But I think I bought it with beer, so it worked.
Yeah, fair enough.
$30 birthday voucher. Still, I don't think I've got that. My birthday was recently, so I'm disappointed. And 1 point per dollar spent. And then there's the inner circle. Status credit 6,000.
Oh, not far off.
Well, yeah, I don't know if points are status. There, I don't know. if you know, you know. That's all it says. Tom Cruise status by invitation only.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's an Eyes Wide Shut party.
Yes.
I don't know what
clearly.
that is.
Oh.
No, we might need to watch that back.
Is that a sex thing?
Yep.
Yeah, sure is.
So, yeah, that's the cult.
Yeah, good stuff. No, it's a pretty cool
No
program.
murders. That's good.
No, that is good.
Enjoyable.
But yeah, not only do they have the cult,
The murders might turn me off it. I can't guarantee that it would.
but you might be into it. Yeah, have you ever
I don't know.
murdered
I've
before?
not murdered anyone, so
Yeah.
it could be cool.
Yeah, so there you go.
I
But
love a murder, mate.
yeah. Anyway, but yeah.
Yeah.
How do we
so what
move
do you
on
guys
from
think?
that?
Yeah, I think it's good. It's good.
It's definitely coconutty.
Smooth, it's coconutty. So you're not getting any coconut, you reckon, Gratz?
Not on the smell.
No,
but
on the smell I didn't. No, the taste, absolutely. No, I definitely did on the taste.
I'm a bit with
That's
you,
good.
though. Like, I do like coconut, but sometimes it can be a little bit harsh. With that one, it's a bit much for me, personally. I still love the beer. Like, it's still great. It's just like, I reckon maybe I just don't like Sabro.
I think this one has also, I'm a bit of a critic as far as oat creams having too much lactose. I reckon this is quite good. Quite a good
Yeah.
balance for, an oat cream. So yeah, I reckon it's pretty bloody good. Shall we move on to the next one?
We can.
Yeah.
Now, you told me to do a bit of research.
Yeah.
I just wanted to pop this in here.
Well, I did
Get
that
it?
because you're a mega fan.
Yeah, so my research is totally tongue-in-cheek and not real research.
Yeah, that's good.
So,
I'd be disappointed if it was.
Zach, stop looking at my screen. So,
Yeah,
all I
Zach.
did was, I was like, well, what can I do that's funny? So, I put mountain culture into Google Translate.
Okay.
So, if you translate mountain culture to French, it comes out as montagnard. If you translate it back to English, it's mountain dweller.
Okay.
Now, if you Google mountain dweller, the top search result is crossword answers for the hint mountain dweller. Now, 4-word answer, can anyone guess? Mountain dweller, 4-letter answer.
Goat.
Close, ibex.
Ah, is that a type of goat?
But
though?
ibex is a type of goat.
Yes, come on.
Now, DJ is the goat.
Yes.
Coincidence?
Oh, I think not.
Yeah.
Here I thought it was just like they're up in the mountains and that's what they're about. But
it's like, oh, maybe it's just because they're in the Blue Mountains and this is the culture of the Blue Mountains. No.
Nah, that's good. Goat status. That's amazing. No, that's awesome.
That's my
You
research.
guys invited me around to drink a beer, and now my brain hurts.
Yeah, no, we're getting around.
Nah, it was good. I actually enjoyed it. Thank you.
Oh, dear. Did we mention the dryers on?
I must have looked really confused.
Yeah, the dryer is on.
Yeah, and we're going to leave it because
Doing
it's
probably like a
I don't
quadruple
know,
dry hop at this point.
But it's
Yeah.
doing a bit of heating of the room.
Yeah, no,
which
it
is
is
nice. There's a
it is
nice dry heat emanating from the
bit
dryer.
of atmosphere. And I swear I haven't heard it before now, but as soon as I mentioned it, like a zipper started slapping against the side.
Yeah, there's my work shorts are in there, and there's the metal end to the drawstring.
Yeah. Oh,
Ding,
yes.
ding, ding.
Yeah. No, very good.
It's like an ace of spades on the spokes of your bike.
Yeah, that's it.
Speeds. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, so
very
this is
good.
the hop.
This is
Yeah.
the hop.
Yeah,
The
so
hop.
this is the hop that, well, you might go, oh, I know everything about this hop, but personally, I hadn't even heard of it.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah, but Haley
Citra.
might be my clue.
It won't be Citra. We know many things about Citra. This one is Comet.
Nah, never heard of it.
Never heard of it. So that's why I reckon we just have a bit of a crack and a bit of a taste and see what we can come up with.
Well, can we do a bit of spy work based on the can art?
Well, I mean, you can.
So I'm guessing grapefruit.
Grapefruit.
But that's all I'm getting. Grapefruit, is that like a tangerine of some variety?
And pine trees.
Yes, pine trees and sun.
And these things down here, onions.
Yeah.
Onions.
Yeah,
Wow.
and sky.
Ah,
Rainbow
the
sky.
Sky.
classic sky taste.
Yes. Atmospheric.
Ah.
Rain.
Euphoric.
But, the guys at Mountain Culture deemed that Nipa was the best variety of beer to showcase Comet. As I said,
Are we going to look at the flavour profile, or Simmo wanted us to go?
Yeah,
in?
yeah, have a
no,
just-
I'm going to read the quick blurb, which is the
Oh.
same as last one. Our
Alright.
2023 single hop series has been designed to exhibit the full sensory spectrum of the hops we hand selected in the Yakima Valley in Washington across a range of beer styles. This is Comet, a 100% Comet hopped New England IPA.
Yeah.
7.4%, 2.9 standard drinks, $48 a 4-pack on the Mountain Culture website. Again, sold out. very exclusive.
Yeah,
so
so
$12 a can.
Yeah, so I guess that's another reason why it's hard to do mountain culture, because we like to be like, hey, this beer's good, go and buy it. But we thought this one would be a good one to do for educational purposes for those that are following on and learning with us. So oh jeez. So you'll learn a little bit, hopefully. Assuming we got the right information. Bugger if I know. What do I know? I don't know anything.
Not much. Same as me.
Light pour on the colour.
Yeah, a bit hazy, hazy.
Yeah, it's hazed out a little.
It is hazed out a little. Good stuff. Yes, very good. No,
I'm pretty excited for this one.
Yeah.
It's something new. But the grapefruit and the pine tree is really... Like, it's so interesting. I'm going to almost base my as advertised off the pictures on the front of the can.
Well, I've got a bit of a blurb and a description.
That after you get some info.
Yeah. But like at the moment, that's what I'm thinking. Considering it's a hop that I'm not too familiar with.
This is my first Comet experience, and also
I don't know. Is it though?
Well, it might not be.
Never seen Haley.
Do you know this?
Never seen Haley.
Do you know what other beers has been in?
So I tried to look it up, and did you have a look?
No.
Because I had a bit of a look at...
You introduced that, Hudson, like you had the information.
Yeah.
Did you see though?
I don't know.
I didn't either.
No, I don't. I haven't seen it.
Oh, it smells good. Smells very good.
The one thing I wanted to say before... Sorry, I'm going to ruin your train of thought, I know, because we're all the same. As soon as we spend 1 second off the topic we're talking about, we forget.
Yes.
But the one thing about the mountain culture beers is when you divide into 3... tasters, each taster has a decent head on it.
Yeah.
Now, I can't say that for every beer that we have.
Yeah.
The first pour, the first glass, which tends to be Simmo's, always has quite a nice, thick head on it.
Just like Simmo?
Yep. Yes. Whereas the other, like for Zach and I, it tends to be quite thin or even non-existent. So I don't know if it's a reflection of the perfect carbonation or the way I'm pouring it.
Yeah.
But it just seems...
The
for
length
some
of the can,
reason,
we don't always do 500s.
Yeah, there's something, I can't work it out, that it pours well into 3 vessels from 1 can.
And I suppose the other thing too that's interesting is it's not like it's like overly carbonated.
No.
Yeah,
It's not like ultra carbon.
Yeah.
Like it's not a can of Coke.
No, it's not. How good's a can of Coke, meanwhile? Bloody good, eh?
So it does have the flavour profile on the back of the can, so I'm not going to mention that. So we'll just taste it first.
Yeah, right. Well, again, it's sort of this similar can art. So, do you guys have some notes before I start? I won't read.
I'm trying to work it out.
Oh, there's some pine.
There's some pine. What do you think?
I don't know if I get much of the... No, I get a good bit of grapefruit towards the back end.
I got it towards the back end too. Like
Yeah.
the depth of the flavour was
Yeah.
the grapefruit.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe the lactose beer at the start might be influencing the first couple of sips? I thought that on my first sip.
Because it almost
It's sweet. It doesn't say lactose anywhere, does it?
No,
No,
the lactose from
it's
the
not-
first beer.
Yeah, I don't know, but I've always found that mountain culture especially tend to have that kind of subtle sweetness that almost says that it's got lactose in it.
Yeah, so I'm definitely getting some grapefruit for sure. I'm getting a bit of perm. There's not much bitterness, so it is a NEPA, so that makes sense. I'm getting a bit of sky in there, and a few purple flowers as well.
Much sun.
There's a little bit of sun, but not as much sun as I expected based on the size of the sun on the can.
But the cloud's definitely in there. It's
There,
the
yes.
traditional
Well,
pillow,
that's
pillowiness,
exactly
softness of the cloud.
That's on every can. Sorry, Gratz, we're being silly, aren't we?
No, it's good.
What
have you got?
So you can fill in your as advertised, or give you some notes.
Yeah.
So what do we got?
Because based on the can, I think I know where I'm at for as advertised.
Yeah, cool. So Comet is a zesty with grapefruit. Comet is zesty with grapefruit and tangerine, but is back with some unique grassy and herbal elements. Some brewers describe Comet's unique aroma as wild American that produces one-of-a-kind beers.
Yeah, I guess the grapefruit is in there. It is quite weird to have something so citrus or like zesty, as you said, like with that grapefruit and tangerine. Is that a citrus?
What?
That's a citrus.
A grapefruit and tangerine citrus fruits?
I'd probably say so, but they're
Yeah.
not the common ones.
Yeah, so I guess it does have that. It's weird to have
But they're-
something
but
so
they're sweeter.
citrusy with
Yeah.
that pine taste in it. So yeah, like it says, it is one of a kind. It is quite weird in terms of like, I don't think I've had that It's West Coast meets East Coast.
Yeah. And my notes that I've got here lends itself to a NEPA as they're more hazy, softer, low bitterness sort of situation. Because there's there's no bitterness at all.
Which is funny because that bitterness tends to come out in your Pliny beers.
Yeah. What, do we like it? I like it.
It's on a similar plane to Sabro for me. It's like like it's a really nice beer, but the flavour profile is not quite Hudson.
I like it
if that
more.
makes sense. Okay. Yeah.
I like it more, but that's generally maybe to do with the Sabro, and I think you're a bigger lactose fan if we just compare our own taste. Yeah.
But that's what it is. I'm not like, hey, dickhead. 4.25.
Maybe you should be.
You are wrong.
I've given this as advertised only a 4. And there's all the points I think are made up in the can art, like I was talking about, where you look at the pine trees and the grapefruit, and I definitely got those things. However, I reckon at some point I've had, like you said, it's East Coast meets West Coast. I reckon at some point I've had a beer that was a New England West Coast IPA as a style. That's what this is to me.
Yeah.
So it says it's a NEPA, but the hard part is they're saying that we think the hop lends itself to the style more so than, hey, this is a style of beer we're making. So it's actually quite hard to do the as advertised for that reason.
Yeah, but I reckon I have to point out one thing. So you guys are talking about the can art and what's on the can art. I would have to say I had a This Is the Way the other night.
This is the way.
And it bloody well was the way. Absolutely
beer,
delicious it is.
Very good
but it did not taste like a Star Wars character. We need to.
Well, I haven't tasted a Star Wars character though.
No, well,
have you?
That's true. Well, maybe I have. Maybe I have. I'm a cult leader in the Star Wars space.
Are you?
I am not. I can't follow it.
You're a Star Wars guy.
So I watch him.
You hate movies that have more than one storyline over.
I don't like universes.
Yeah,
so
you don't like universes.
So I was talking about to someone the other day, and I might change it. So I was like, if you're rich, what's the first thing to go? What's your first responsibility? I said driving. And someone said cooking. I'm like, yep, I agree with that as well. But I reckon if I was rich, I would have someone that if I was watching a movie, it'd be a certain decibel, so only be whispering, and they would have to sort of know what's going on. So something happens, they're like, oh yeah, so from the other movie, that's that guy. You remember? And I'll be like, oh yeah, right, because I really struggle.
Well, you need to come watch movies with me, because that's what I have to do with Sarah in every movie. It's like, remember that guy.
But do you find it frustrating that Dales doesn't follow, like, oh, it was a good movie. Like, oh, you know, that was that other guy. Like, oh, I didn't make that connection. But you're like, how could you think it's good if you didn't make the connection?
No, see, I don't hate anyone for it, because I feel like I know the characters from the other movies, not from watching the movie. But if I get in depth, then I'll Google about the movie. So I'll actually research the movie. So it's like I'll watch the first Star Wars and then be like, and learn the backstories of all the characters.
Yeah.
And then when they pop back up later, it's like, oh, I read about that guy. He was in that one.
Yeah.
But as well, I think it's like it's like a Marvel culture where the Easter eggs, as they say, pop up.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that was the guy from that movie. How cool. And they always do it in like the last, the end of credits scene or the last scene.
Yeah.
It's almost like a TV episode.
Yeah, to keep you watching.
Yeah.
Very good.
Just on movies. Last thing on what you guys were talking about with, who is that character? I have this thing with my wife where when you're watching a movie and you can't quite make out what somebody said, and you think, it's okay, I'll let it go. I'm sure I'll figure it out. It's not that important.
Sure, yeah.
She always asks me, wait, what did they say? And in my mind, I'm like, oh, good, she didn't hear it either. And when I say, I don't know either, she's like, oh, well, shit. And like gets them annoyed. I'm like, no, you're not annoyed that I don't know. You're annoyed that like I also didn't know, but I didn't care enough to also say, I don't know what they said.
No, my favourite, and this is, I think this has been a joke on the internet for ages, is when you're watching a movie with someone and they go, oh, who's that? So I'm watching it at the same time you are.
That's me.
Like, if you don't know, I probably don't know.
Yeah, but you would know. That's the thing, and that's a frustrating thing.
Who's that? I don't know. They just introduced him.
Anyway.
That's Damo's brother. When Damo and that guy were 7.
See? Now,
they were playing cricket in the backyard, and Damo got hit in the face.
What are you looking up over there?
Film.
Hey?
What are you looking up over there?
No, I was just trying to find beers with Comet in them, and there is a list on ratebeer.com. But all the beers...
Internationals?
Yeah, it's like a lot of American beers.
Oh, Cloudwater.
Yeah, like Cloudwater, Dipper,
Garage Obscene. Okay.
Epic, Comet IPA.
Tired.
Yeah, but I never heard
Sierra
of it
Nevada,
before,
Beer Camp, Tropical IPA. These are all like the high-rated ones, so I don't know. It'd
Maybe
be
it's a tough one to import or something. Like if no one's using it. Because it's quite enjoyable. So you often wonder why.
Yeah, I don't know,
Need
but
to eat more.
I think probably the fact that DJ and old mate went over and hand-picked these and said, we're going to have them. So it might have been
Imagine
something
bringing that back in your carry-on.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like, you got your suitcases, they're all falling out the side.
And they're strapped into their boogie boards.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Chappelle's like, well, they fucking let them through.
yeah, smell it. It's the same thing. It's from the same family.
For some reason, when you said Chappelle, I was like, Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle.
Did he do a joke about that?
No, well, I only know 2 Chappelles, and they're both big on weed.
Yes,
Yeah, well.
they are. Yeah, well, there you go. All right.
Alrighty then.
Well, we keep going.
Pretty.
I was trying to think of a Chappelle joke that actually
Well, I'm
linked
still
back
drinking.
to Chappelle.
No, well, that's all right. I can tell you some more information. Can I
Give 'em.
I'd do that?
Feed
so, DJ. So, DJ,
What does it stand for?
would you believe? Oh, Dwayne Johnson, of
David
course.
Jones.
Yeah, well, it could be. Actually, I should have asked him. Why didn't we ask him? Oh, well, that's pretty crucial information.
DJ McCready.
DJ McCready. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
But-
everywhere he's just DJ. It's incredible.
Yeah, maybe that's his
How
name.
has he cultivated this persona?
Maybe he's just
online?
like
Yeah,
the kid from
cultivated.
Roseanne, DJ. That's a classic DJ. That's way too old for you guys.
Yeah, Roseanne. All right.
Anyway, so
All right, guy. Jesus.
So DJ, would you believe, did not start at Bridge Road. That's one thing I'll tell you. Because it seems like every other brewer.
What research did you do to find that out?
I just had a feel about it. But he has that twang in his voice. It seems like he's not from around here. So he started
Around.
Oscar Blues in Colorado, which is in the States. And also when he came over to Australia, it was Modus, Upper Randy.
Oh, yeah. I know them.
That's
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah,
Yeah, good.
so that's pretty cool. So that's
I've
where
been there.
that's what happened. Yeah, so he's,
Their new brew pub win some design architecture awards or something.
yeah, mate.
I
to
haven't
that
been to
one?
the new one. I went to the one
feel like it
that
was the
was
new one.
in a very... it was kind of in like an alley area
Sorry.
behind a shopping centre.
Sorry to slightly go off topic for a sec while you look that up. But yeah, no, you said you've been there. I wondered if that was the one.
Not sure.
No, anyway, sorry. So I'm continue.
No, it's all right. So there's the cult situation they have for their bloody, the points and all that sort of thing. But they also have a Ripper newsletter that Harriet puts out every
it's
week.
very fun.
It's very fun, and also in her absence, the guys took it over and they made it fun as well.
Less fun.
Well, less fun, yeah, not nearly as good as when
But still
Harriet
fun.
writes it. But you get an awesome story about either like what's happening at the brewery, or them getting a dog, or a medical emergency, or someone falling asleep after GABS, or something happening in their real life. And I believe that she types the way she speaks, although I dogged it at GABS.
No, you didn't dog her. You bitched it.
Yeah, I did. I was
like,
starstruck.
That's Harriet, and he was like, "Oh, I can't speak to her."
I was starstruck, and I'd
Yeah.
had too many beers, but like,
I also kind of said, no, we'll meet her when you're sober.
yeah, which is probably a good idea. But yeah, I really appreciate those emails, because I actually forget that there's going to be beers at the end. So you get a great story, and then you get beers at the end. So if you want to sign up for their newsletter, I'm sure you can go to their website and they will have it on there. But yeah, she's very good.
It's a great read.
Yeah, it is a great. It's always a
Between
great
10
read.
and 10 and 11 on a Thursday morning.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's fantastic. Very funny. Yeah, that's all I got.
Fantastic. Very funny.
Also,
Yes,
to update
good.
for anyone interested, Newcastle is where the Modus brewery is. There's an indoor.
Oh.
The architecture.
indoor-
Oh, sorry. I thought
No,
it was
that's okay.
Sydney. Yeah.
We looked it up while you
No,
were
the
having a
original.
chat.
It is in Sydney, so it's in Mona Vale. Is the original, like, tap room.
Oh, I
That's-
guess you
that's
owe me
where
an
I-
apology then.
What?
I guess you owe me an apology.
Why?
No, I'm just kidding.
These beers are making you angry.
Just getting
Yeah.
crazy. No.
Did you drink them warm?
No, I
No.
didn't.
So the but they've
Have
got
you
an
had some
indoor-
brown liquor?
Yes.
They got an indoor tree.
Ah, yes. Hopefully, my wife isn't watering it. Otherwise, it will be dead within 6
Yes.
months.
No, well, I don't want to go on a.
I do love killing a good indoor plant.
I don't want to
Sorry,
go on
what's with the
a.
word killing in there?
I don't want to go on a tangent about indoor plants, but geez.
Well, then don't. Let's move on. No, I'm kidding, go on.
they're tough going. It's quite a fickle industry.
But like, it's like, hey, just live.
Yeah,
Just
well,
do, like, if you can't get your own water, you're obviously not dependent on water enough that you've evolved to a situation where you can acquire it yourself.
Be like that cactus in the corner. Yeah, there.
Yeah, but the thing is with them, is like, oh, I need water. Give them water. Oh, too much water. Like, fucking spit it out or something. You don't have to.
No, but then, to be fair, the plant is probably going, if I spit it on the floor, they're going to crack the shit.
Simmo's just over in the corner waterboarding plants.
Yeah, I didn't. Like, I gave it to you. You didn't have to drink it.
Just before the last thing, do you guys, who was the journalist? I reckon it was a journalist that said, I don't reckon waterboarding looks that bad.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Like, they put the towel on, he's just like,
Oh, jeez, give that a crack.
Sorry.
Yeah. I reckon it's pretty bad.
I would not enjoy
fun.
being waterboarded.
No, I don't think
Neither
that's
do plants.
No, plants don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, also the same goes for sun, the right temperature. Like they're tough going. They're high maintenance.
Well, I just don't get. It's like they refuse to tell us how much water they want.
Yeah.
Yet are very upset when they don't get enough or get too much, like you said.
And then if you put it outside for too long, it's like, oh no, I can't do that either.
So
There's that
high.
droop and like they're real sad.
Oh god.
No, I don't want to be outside.
Anyway, hopefully my indoor plants aren't listening to
back
this
in the
podcast because they'd be pissed.
Yeah.
So,
They'll go and die.
Honestly,
we have
I
quite a few.
leave the radio on for my
They'll-
indoor plants when I leave the house, and sometimes our podcast comes on, so that might be a bit...
They'll just die out of spite.
Nah, fair enough. Anyway, let's move on. What else we got?
On
Hey?
another
Mythbusters,
beer.
once they played,
Yeah, we'll have a beer.
on Mythbusters, once they played music to plants to see like if it helped them grow and which genres were better.
Did it?
I think they liked metal from memory.
Oh, of course they
Oh,
did.
cool.
Oh. Well, you're a bloody...
You're a plant.
Yeah, it bloody makes sense because you're a bloody... you grow like a bloody weed, don't you? Hey? I don't know.
33, still waiting for my growth spurt.
Whoa! Yeah, me too.
One day.
Except I'm heaps older. Yeah. Also, did you notice the...
You're not heaps older.
Okay, did you notice the gold tops on the
Yes.
cans? So do you want to know... Do you
Very
wanna,
premium.
Yeah, so would you
Well,
like...
no, let me start. Let me introduce this because otherwise we're just going to have dead air while we drink this beer.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Righto.
Excuse me.
Dead air.
Centennial is the third
And
and final beer of today, but the third beer in the 6-part series.
Yep.
Two-part series, 6 beer series.
6 beer series.
They deemed that Centennial was best used in a West Coast IPA.
Awesome.
So that's the can art. Now, I thought Centennial was cashmere when I drank it. So when I first had this beer, I was like, holy dooly, this is outstanding. And it is, but...
It wasn't cashmere.
Yeah, I was like, wow, they've done well with cashmere.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's kit bag sweat.
Yeah,
Like
that
an old
is.
cashmere sweater.
So again, our 2023 single hop series has been designed to exhibit the full sensory spectrum of the hops we hand selected in the Yakima Valley in Washington across a range of beer styles. This is Centennial, a 100% Centennial hopped West Coast IPA. And if you look at the taste profile map quickly, you'll see that it is very heavy citrus and floral.
Yes. But also piney and resinous is also something that probably isn't indicated there, but I would say from the tasting notes, that's what I reckon.
It has POM in it, POMME.
Pomegranate?
So I believe that's that's a aromatic.
Okay.
If you were to look that up.
There is-
Don't look that up.
there is
Just in
woody.
case.
Woody.
Woody.
Oh, that would be like oaky.
And then Buzz up here.
Yeah, Buzz Light, yeah.
Oh,
To
it's just a
infinity and
potato
beyond,
head.
yeah.
Down there, melon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, pom, apple.
Okay.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah, it's got about 20% apple.
What is pom?
What is POM?
What is pom? What is pom?
Um,
Pom resembles an apple.
So it's 8% West Coast IPA, still $12 a can.
Well, it's actually 100%
Hang on,
West
what is
Coast
it?
IPA, Hudson.
Is that... Now,
Yeah.
out of curiosity and no judgment, how did you select the order of the beers? Was it just by percentage?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't really know. Like, yeah,
That's all right.
I just picked based on that. Like,
Grazie,
I probably,
are you
in hindsight, I probably would have put the lactose later.
That was my only question. I'm just wondering
But
because
I hadn't had those two before the pod where it said had this one, so I didn't know if the lactose would be so dominant.
No, that's okay. Because of the pillowy mouthfeel we get from most mountain culture beers, that's not necessarily something you always expect in a West Coast. So I'm curious to know. But we'll know after a few sips, and it'll wear off. And if there's none of that
like
extra
apple juice.
sort of pillowiness, and
Pom
it's-
juice.
Oh, is
it's
that
pom.
apple juice?
Pom juice.
Pom.
Centennial hop named after the centennial anniversary of Washington State.
Oh.
It's incredibly well-rounded and useful for bittering, so West Coast style, flavour, aroma, and dry hopping. Quickly developed the nickname Super Cascade for its vibrant citrus and soft pine characteristics.
Super Cascade. Cascade must be a real original.
Yeah.
In that case.
Absolutely.
A real OG.
A real OG.
Og.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Oh, smells like a West Coast. That smells good. Unofficial smell taste. It's maybe we start from like the next year. We put smell taste in there as an extra. I don't know.
Well, we could do like but how do we scale smell tests? Is it a 1 to 5 or is it yes or no? Good or, like as in
I think
like
it's just good smell, bad smell.
Good smell, bad smell.
Yeah, okay. That might be one. That's
But
pretty
that's
funny.
just for the listeners because I'm not doing another chart.
No.
I do love charts.
Yeah, you do love charts.
But I hate work. So it is a real catch-22. I enjoy charts and spreadsheets, but I hate work. So
That's a good first
I
sip.
think you can see the issue that
Yes.
I'm having.
Oh, I can now. I'm not stirring you up. I can taste the pom.
I can't.
Yeah, real pommy, isn't it?
No, because
Yeah.
I can taste the West Coast, but there's like a sweetness cutting through there, and I reckon I can get some apple.
There's
going on.
the bitterness. Actually, sorry, the sweetness I find is the bitter aftertaste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pom. No, but this is really good.
This is probably one of the strongest as advertised because it's like got the citrus and it's got the dank.
yeah.
And it's clearly a West Coast.
Yeah.
Well, it is clearly a West Coast, but I would probably say, well, looking at the colouring, it's probably maybe a little bit light for a typical West Coast, but only by like a bloody couple of shades. But yeah, this is really nice. I think the bitterness,
It's fantastic.
yeah, it is. I think it's not probably as bitter as a usual West Coast either. This is really good. But Centennial is using a bunch of West Coast IPAs, and one notably, which we haven't had, and we hope to have one day, the Russian River Pliny,
Pliny
the Elder. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I think that's when we like
that's the biggest.
eventually get our way over to having actual American beers, not just Australian versions of American beers.
Yeah.
But there's so many in Australia to discover first.
Oh, absolutely.
There's
yeah.
a real crispness to
Yes.
the bitterness.
Is
It's
that
so
Yeah, there is
different.
crisp.
Maybe. Is
It's
that
so
the
different to the
pom?
first two beers we had. So actually, it didn't matter in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very good.
So yeah, it wasn't judging.
Yeah.
Can definitely confirm.
Yeah, but Mountain
hindsight,
Culture are
no
bloody.
judging.
Mountain Culture are awesome. I know this is going to be a fanboy version, but I just love it how they're so authentic.
I think we do set our emotions aside when we review beers.
Yeah, well, I can't do it. No, we do, but I just like them.
Simmo, 5s across the board.
No, I haven't. There's no 5s there.
I may have been guilty in the past, but once you do buy, when you supply for one of the podcasts, have you guys found you're so excited to present them that you probably rate the beer like just a tad higher in your mind?
I have done
Yeah.
it for one particular beer, and I know it's the glitter one that I had from One Drop. I probably scored it slightly higher than I probably should have.
I really like.
But I did enjoy it.
Yeah,
so.
I would have to say that I was the opposite. I reckon, in hindsight, it almost got another half point because it was very tasty.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Like
but
it sort
I've
of
noticed-
sounds and looks novelty, but
It's funny that you say that because I've actually noticed that maybe I've just because you've provided beers more recently, but I have kind of in my mind gone, Zach is probably scoring this a touch higher than he probably would have if I'd have bought them or if Simmo had bought them. But I'm like, I don't care.
Except no,
don't
I
care.
I reckon the Hargraves Hill one that you brought, I think they may have been my favourites. I mean,
Yeah.
outside of things that I
It was a good
applied.
series. Yeah, that was good.
The initial team.
Well, at the end of the day, we're gonna accurately reflect if it's good or great or not so good.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to be like, this beer sucks and just be like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
And again, with every beer that we're going to try on this podcast, like we're going to good Australian craft breweries. So they're going to be good quality beers.
And hopefully, yeah.
And
And we just like beer.
yeah, and it's more of a reflection of our taste profiles. That's why the review system that we created it's super subjective.
Yeah, no, it's good. And also, we've been surprised because, like, you sent through some results a while back. Like, this is what we thought of the beers. And like these are the results based on the system, and the system seems to be prevailing.
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing is all three of us have quite short memories, so we can't actually remember we can't remember the last beer we had.
Yeah.
So it actually, it works. It works well because we're not like, I had this beer last week, and this is probably better than that, and like we're adjusting our thought process based on like beers we've had in the past. Whereas we're actually just going, well, this is a beer I like, and this is a beer this is what I'm gonna score it.
Yeah, absolutely. But these, as mentioned, these beers are sold out. But
on Mountain Culture,
but they are still available. But I would, if you're not able to,
may have some, but you'll be paying out.
Yeah,
backside for them.
That's it. If you're not able to get these ones, I would recommend Status Quo. That's available at BWS Dan's.
Be Kind
Rewind. A little bit harder to get, but that's one I would.
Colt IPA is good. The Moon Dust Stout.
Colt IPA may be available at your local BWS if you look as well, because it is mine.
Yes.
So for any very casual beer drinkers out there that might be listening for the first time and you want to try some Mountain Culture, obviously Status Quo. You may have had a Status Quo, that's sort of everywhere. But if you've got a BWS attached to your local Woolies, the Colt IPA should be there.
I think
Colt
Scenic Route.
Yeah, Colt IPA I would rate over the what's the latest one you can get? The one that you can get at Dan's exclusively.
Oh, the Quantum Leap.
Yeah, I like the Cold IPA a little bit better than that.
But, okay, I didn't mind the Quantum Leap.
I didn't mind it
Get
either.
your hands on that while you can, because Mountain Culture did put out that it's selling out on most Dan Murphy shelves. So if you want to get a taste of their first special brew for the non-local bottle shops, and then jump on.
Yeah, but very excited. This is. Did anyone learn anything?
Yeah. Well, I never had Comet before.
Yeah, I never had Comet before.
I did learn that Centennial is not cashmere, but is good. And I probably learnt that I'm less of a fan of Sabro in coconut than I thought I was.
Oh, there you go. Okay, interesting.
I learnt that I definitely prefer West Coast style beers at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But just from a classic perspective, like I don't think NEPAs were even around in Australia when we started drinking beers, but I was having IPAs that were West Coast style and loving them. And after today, I'm giving my highest rating score to this final beer we've had because it is fantastic.
Yeah,
I
did
one of my highest rated beers on the whole pod.
I did as well, and I don't know whether the flavour profile is a little bit narrower for West Coast. I think with NEPAs, like not that this happened in this instance, but there's a broader range, and you can get them wrong.
Yeah.
Not that they have.
Not it is wrong.
But this is a standard. Like this is like blindfold test. This is a West Coast. But yeah, with that bitterness, it's really good.
And a high level example of a West Coast.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll give you some numbers just as we pass.
Yeah, okay.
Because I have collated scores. So all three of us gave the Centennial West Coast IPA the highest untapped rating out of the three today.
Yep.
And Simon, your favourite based on the entire Border Barrels beer review system was the Sabro.
Okay.
Zach, yours was the Centennial West Coast IPA by quite a distance, and mine was slightly ahead the Centennial West Coast IPA as well.
There you go. Oh, can art. See? Can art. This is the whole system. I would say the can art is better on the Sabro than the Centennial.
Yep.
However,
we all, Zach actually scored all three can arts the same.
Interesting.
But Sim and I both scored the Sabro and the Comet higher than the Centennial.
Yeah. But anyway.
For can art.
But good shout, lads. Good pod. They're tasty beers. Thank you to Mountain Culture.
Good beers.
We got them from their website. They have a pretty good online program. That was one of the things that I was reading a few interviews, and like throughout COVID, like that's what started the regular releases and sending them out quickly. They're quite prompt on that sort of stuff. But yeah, check out their website
every Thursday morning.
Yep, check it. Get the newsletter.
Two new beers.
Even if you don't drink,
brilliant newsletter.
I don't know why you listen to this if you don't drink beer, but if you don't drink beer and just want to hear a good bloody story from Harriet, just sign up to the newsletter. So
$5 shipping through Sendall anywhere. $10 outside of the NT, $10 through Ozpost. Now, personally, I choose the Ozpost option for the reliability.
Yes, Sendle could end up.
So
anywhere.
this is the first time you've listened to our podcast, Mountain Culture, obviously a very popular craft brewery. So you may have clicked on this just because you wanted to hear about mountain culture. This is a really good example. As much as that Centennial West Coast was an amazing example of a West Coast IPA, this is a really good example of the format of our podcast. So if this is your first time, this is what we do. We love it, and we hope other people love it as well.
Yep.
As much as we love good Australian independent craft beers.
Absolutely. Like and subscribe our YouTube channel, and you can also subscribe to our Spotify little channel or whatever the bloody hell it is. We've got more going on that.
Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts,
anywhere.
social medias,
Deezer.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We've got a website, boarderbarrelspodcast.com. We're available. That's all we're saying.
We're available. We're waiting. Just click on it,
Have a beer with
please.
us.
Swipe right with our podcast,
Have a beer
please.
with us.
Is that what they do on the dating apps?
I think so.
Swiping right?
Yeah, I think so. We'll soon find out. We'll jump on and.
Oh, yeah.
See you next
Border
time.
Barrels coming to your local Tinder.
Yes, exactly. And swipe right to sign up. All right, peace.
What